Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome on in. Welcome to the channel. I am Geoff. You can also call me Wags. Or, you know, whatever else creative you want to come up with. We have fun in here. Yeah, so this is WagWorksGA. This is where you're going to find mostly me. I am an artist, half of a creative team with my wife, Ashley. We mostly work on comics for kids, so sometimes you'll see us working on those projects here. Or me working on those projects, some like, you know, middle grade graphic novel stuff, some little bit of educational and humor mix comics for some younger ages with the group we do called Core Toons, but also a lot of the time you're gonna see video game fan art because that's what I enjoy doing as well, and you know, it's just fun and a good way to unwind. So yeah, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good night. I hope you've had a good week. It is Thursday night, and that means we are almost through the Monday through Friday grind, and yeah, I hope you're all settling nicely as we look towards that weekend. I know that I am, but what I'm gonna do? I start reaching for my art glove already because let's go ahead and jump into the warm up. I always like to start off with a little warm up. Some days I've gotten to draw a little, do some art before the stream. Some days I haven't. Some days it's been several days before I've been doing, since I've done any drawing. Brain is working well with words tonight. Yeah, so it's good to just get a little warm up, loosen up the arm, loosen up the brain, get kind of into art mode. And I do that with these guys. So I just, you know, took from whatever we have in the house. I picked out 5 or 6 here, 4 or 6 that I feel like could be fun to do for a warm-up, and I shuffle them up, and then we go right here, and I pick one, and oh hey, look, it's you, Prinplup. I should probably make sure we haven't done, I don't think we've done Prinplup yet. I haven't made a rule against doing 2, but since creativity is part of the exercise, it might be good to avoid repeats. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a reference image just to have handy while we are drawing. For those of you who are not Pokemon aficionados, Prinplup is the evolution of Piplup, the penguin water type starter from Gen 4, which takes place in the Sinnoh region of the Pokemon world. That's our Pokemon lore dump for tonight. There we go. Generation 4, of course, being the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum titles in the series. Alright, so that should serve well enough for a reference here. Go ahead and label my layers before I start my warm-up timer. That is another piece, it's probably good to mention. With my warm-ups, I like to keep it short. I do a 5-minute warm-up. That way, I'm not spending too much time on it, but it's enough, I find, to loosen up and just get a nice little sketch going. So yeah, we're not going for anything big and final here. We're just having fun and really loosen it up. So 5 minutes. Usually the way that I work when I draw is I go through a fairly typical workflow, especially in comics. Is sketch to pencils, which is like a tidier sketch. You're picking those favorite lines, clean it up a little bit, honing in on your idea. Then inks, which is your final set of lines. Then you move on to color, highlight, shadow, all that. I'm not going to do most of those tonight. I'm just going to get a sketch in. Maybe I'll start on pencils, depending on how much I play with the pose. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go and do what I didn't do previously, which is switch us over to our Clip Studio Paint view. It might help to see what I'm drawing. I could describe it to you in just chatting, but I don't feel like that's gonna quite do what it is that we wanted. So here we are. I've got my timer set to go. It's just gonna be 5 minutes. And as always, I invite you to draw along. You can draw digitally, you can draw on the back of an envelope. You don't have to draw the Pokemon, just have fun with it. It's a good way to loosen up. Highly recommend it. And if you say, Geoff, I'm not an artist, I can't draw. Well, you learn to draw by doing it. And usually people who are artists have just done it a whole lot. And that's, how we've gotten wherever we are in our journey. Okay, so that all said, 5-minute timer starts now. Happy drawing if you're joining along. I like to use a non-black color for my sketches just because oftentimes. But no, it helps me differentiate, make sure I realize as I'm drawing, this isn't the final layer. I don't need to get too into the details of everything. I don't need to get lost in the weeds of all that. I can just, go ahead and get the shapes first. So I know it very much looked like I was just drawing an eggplant here because of the purple color in the shape. The other piece of information that I will mention here is that I like to draw when I do my Pokemon warm-ups. They draw them sleeping. Sleeping Pokemon are cute, and it gives me a quick little limitation that I can use to get started without spending too much time trying to think about a pose. This little flipper coming here. I know the flippers are a little bit metal-like, but giving them some pliability here for the sake of the pose. Also, I will say it's pretty fun as you're thinking about the Pokemon and its type and its kind of personality, generic personality for that species of Pokemon. It can be fun to see, how would this Pokemon sleep? What would that look like? This pose is making me laugh, but I like it. It's kind of fun. It's a little bit bigger on that, actually. How disjointed can I draw this beak jaw? Great question. Because it would be kind of hilarious to have it just be drooping down here while it snores out loud or whatever. Can I do that? There's that. It's got kind of, this comes here, this comes here, this comes here, and this would come around from there. It's pretty symmetric. This actually kind of comes back towards here, and this is just like a tuxedo tail thing we got going on. Okay, and then we got the tuxedo buttons. It looks like it's sticking its tongue out like that. It's a bit sassier. That's okay. All right, so this just kind of comes. A bit of an edge to that, bit of an edge to that. I mean, I could draw the ZZZs. I think it's pretty well implied. I haven't done that for any of my warm-ups before, just because it's pretty implied, or it should come through in the posing. here just because I'm cutting off one of those. And then cut off the foot. Okay, I can find the happy in between here. There we go. That kind of fits everything. Alright. Alright, and that's time. Not bad. Hey, Janos, how's it going? Good to see you. How are you doing tonight? I should extend this over so that I can be clearer when I'm reading the chat monitor over here. But also because it allows me to then forget about it and headbutt the microphone later, which, you know, is on the bingo card. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this, where we're at on it. Yeah. Usually the point here is to just kind of get a good head start on something that maybe, you know, if I wanted to pick up this piece later and do a full illustration from it, which I do from time to time, I could come back and I've got a starting point that I'm happy with. I like the idea of the pose. It needs refinement, but it's not in a shabby place at all. And I feel like we're there. So I'll go ahead and save this guy. Successful warm-up achieved. Yep, sounds good. So I think I waited too long and missed Janos. Hopefully they'll be back. As we have many entertaining conversations. And today is the 8th. 8/8, yeah? Yeah? Okay. Alright, got that saved. I do save all my warm-ups just to have them handy for later reference. And because you never know when you'll be looking for something to work on stream, and it's like, hey, let's just finish up one of those. Okay, so that brings me to our main project for tonight. You notice that Prinplup is not what I have in the stream title. I'm finishing up lines for this, my Kingdom Hearts 2 illustration that I'm working on here. So far so good. Almost done with the ridiculous amount of detail required that goes into this clock tower. And I've got some references right here in the sub view. Yeah, it is. It's beautiful, but it's also just intensely detailed. Yeah. So, I've already worked through my process. I think I can, you know, I won't do the time lapse here. I'll just kind of show I can kind of show the stages for anyone who hasn't seen them. Turn off the foreground and clock tower there. So yeah, this was my, really my sketch layer, my first pencils that I did for it. Pretty loose, I tried just to rough in the detail to get an idea of what it would look like. I like that looked pretty good. So then I went over to this layer with my, you know, second set of pencils that got a little more detailed and a little more refined. Yeah, and then I started working on the final lines. So I'm working on the clock tower right now. It took me a while, but I got all the characters lined. It's been slow progress on this one. It's been an enjoyable piece. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. I love Twilight Town as a setting for part of the game. But it's just been slow. We've been having a pretty chill time working on it. Yeah, oftentimes what I do is a little more cartoony in style, so it's been a bit of a shift in style for drawing the characters, but I'm pretty happy with how it's come out so far. Yes, so as I stare off into the middle ground, I'm just working on the lines here for tightening up things. I went back and on my second pencils layer here. I did, you know, actually use rulers and line out a lot of the detail here. I was trying to start measuring things out just to get things nice and clean. That's, you know, this tower is so geometric. It feels like, you know, if you play it too loose with that, it loses some of its charm. So mostly there. I mean, main features I'm looking to get tonight, I'm gonna get this little arch in. That's not a huge deal, and the actual clock of the clock tower. I have just about everything else. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and then maybe even get into some colors tonight. I know I do have, there will be a background behind the clock tower, but that I might not even do lines on that one. That might just be kind of loose blocks of color and, you know, drawn in with a lasso tool, stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see. We're not there yet anyway, so let's get going here. I'm going to just turn off the characters for the moment, just so I can get a clean look here. And we're going to do that. And since I'm doing this with the since I'm doing this with very thin lines, as well as you know, it's not the main point of focus, I am making things like just a little bit easier and using the figure tool as opposed to attempting to hand draw all this and get the circles looking correct. Yeah. Usually I advocate for what just happened to my mouse? That's weird. Strange things happening. That's okay. Nope. There we go. Oh, I know exactly what happened. I forgot that it tries to rotate your ellipse tool, even if you drew a circle, and you can't see the circle rotating, and you think, what is going on with my computer? Why can't I see my mouse? But really, it's just waiting for you to finish doing the thing you started doing. One of those Clip Studio idiosyncrasies, but honestly, I you know, it's an amazing art program, and I am not interested in switching anytime soon. All right. And then I'm just coming in and using my line adjustment tool to kind of rough up these a little bit, or thin them out a little bit to get them, one, looking a little bit less even and clean, a little less simple and clean. Little Kingdom Hearts humor there. Just a little. Hello? Is this gonna be one of those nights? It seems like it's gonna be one of those nights. Clip Studio, I was just saying good things about you. Why are we not responding? It's probably trying to save. Sometimes it does like its backup save thing and it'll freeze a little bit. That's too far. Oh no. Okay. So it remembered all the times that I frantically clicked undo and undid everything. That's okay. It's early in the night. I would have been much sadder if this was later. But there's also probably a fair amount of tired Geoff brain happening here to blame as well. It's just there is a lot going on these days in the Waggy family life, so it's maybe not coming in at full brain power. It's all good though. Okay, so do that. I should have intersected the circle here so I can use the vector erase tool. Beautiful. All right, and then I'll just go ahead and re-distress these lines. Yep, don't overdo it. This is also a 600 DPI 20 by 16 canvas, so you know, it could just be that with its size, Clip Studio's like, let me think on that for a minute. On this computer, so I probably need to clear out some working memory on the hard drive. You know how it goes. Just to be safe, I'm gonna save here. I'm getting a little bit finicky for my taste. Okay. We seem to be good. I'm gonna narrow this line even less. And really, you think I would learn? Okay. One of those can stay. Okay. Clean that up a bit. Okay. I can texture some of this. So I'm just noticing a little cleanup in here that I'm gonna go ahead and do while I'm at it. Okay. Now the big one's gonna be the clock. All right, let's go ahead and get this. I mean, I could just curve it instead. That might be a nice way to do this. Make this a little bit bigger. Almost, but not quite. Let's go. I think that thickness is good. It gives it just enough relief to feel right, but not so much that it's jarring, I guess you'd go with. Okay, I think that's good. Not quite this circle. Let's just see what happens if I try to draw this as an ellipse. A little bigger line there. The center would be probably here. And it's times like this that I am very grateful for Clip Studio's ability to choose whether you want to draw your ellipse or circle from the inside or outside. Clip Studio? It is times like this where you suddenly reappear after vanishing. I hope, I hope there was no loss of consciousness involved. And we can all watch this line slowly lag behind, together. This is abnormally laggy, I will say. When will it do a thing that I asked it to do? Maybe soon. This is not gonna work. You kind of wish there was. You'd love an excuse to call it out tomorrow. Oh no, work not happy good times. I mean, work is. It's always nice to have a little bit of a break. Okay, so I think it actually just gave up. I think I need to click one more time to make sure it, you know, truly gave up, and then I just undo that. To be fair, when is work happy times? I mean, there can be times, right? Actually, I can do this. Why didn't I just do this? Because I actually know the exact corner of my circle. Yep, that's shift. Whee! Where are you going? Who knows? To the moon. Okay. Yeah? Okay. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Well, that was an adventure. I feel very accomplished. Yeah, I do hear you. Sometimes, most of the time, you know, they call it work for a reason. But yeah. I don't even know where I was going with that. That was some weak sauce. But anyway, how are you doing? It is good to see you. Okay, did not quite get that. What is even happening here? Sometimes these controls do get just a wee bit wonky. Yeah, no. You know what I could have just done? Yeah, that works better. Okay. And then you just bada bing, bada boom. How are we doing here? That's not bad. Except when I can creepily waltz up to my colleagues and sniffer and say, "You have nice features. May I design them on a gleaming bright white piece sheet composed of cellulose fibers derived from wood, rags, grasses, and many other sources of naturally grown ingredients, fellow human worker." You know, depending on how you emphasize it, the fellow human could make that outstandingly creepier. Depending on how much dubiousness you want to cast on your assertion that you indeed are a fellow human. Alright, we're looking okay here. I don't know why that circle was so much of a struggle for a bit there, but we know we knuckled down, we got through it, and we live to tell the tale. So go us. Actually, that might be a little too thin. A little bit. Okay. The design is very human. Nudge these up just a tiny bit to make it tangent here. Whee! Cool. Also, let's not talk about the voice you used for that. I was trying to amplify the effect of it. I don't think that that's your speaking voice. I mean, how could I ever hope to replicate your likely entirely majestic voice with my own voice? It's not in my league. Sounding like a Reptoid Redditor. Oh, we need to use that. Reptoid Redditor, that might be... That's a quote, man. That is 100% a quote. Quote spot, take that down. I don't have a quote spot. Just human up this line. Speaking of human designs, whee! Yeah, that's way too... I need to give it a little more. Inconsistency, there we go. Quotable moments in the Wagster stream. Sadly, I cannot give you the opportunity to do an on-stream impression of my voice. I will say that when I hear it in recordings, it always sounds more nasally than I expect, and just a bit more whiny as well. But I know that's, you know, that's partially how we all hear our own voices, or at least that's what I keep telling myself. You know, it's all good. So I'm just gonna keep doing this because I'm tired of fighting Clip Studio on circle drawing. Bah? Bah? Okay. Let's go to this layer. Cool. It does usually sound like ourselves, so, I mean, it does usually sound like that to ourselves, so, I mean, I don't think my voice is that bad. Actually, I quite enjoy it, but how could I not? I sound like a man who knows all about objects and lotions staying in motion. I mean, if I have one objective on the stream, it's definitely got to be to educate people on that particular law of, you know, of physics. Physics. Yeah, we'll call it physics. I was trying to think if there was another misquoting of even the word physics that could make that sound more hilarious. But maybe we don't even need that. Maybe we don't even need that. If I'm not doing it, who else is gonna do it? What accent was that? Oh my gosh, I must be tired tonight. Although, I will say, tired or not tired, I believe I finally won a long-standing debug battle with my own code today. So I will take that victory. And even if it, you know, used a majority of my brain power. Wag, are you good tonight? I'm great. There's a lot. We're moving into a very hectic few weeks in the Waggy family schedule, we'll say. Actually, next week will be my first week that I do not stream since I started. We just have way too much going on, and I need to take the opportunity to chill, or just to keep up with things. Felt bad. Yeah. So I will be actually not streaming next week, which is weird. I've streamed every week since I started. But it's good. Yeah, just too much going on. Gonna take a week. And then I plan to be back 2 weeks from tonight. You just said schedule and next. You just seek immediate mental rehabilitation. Listen. I'm just a widow eccentric. I couldn't even. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even finish it. I'm just a widow eccentric. No, why? No, why? Yeah, that's me. That's where we're at tonight. What have you done? I did the did that we didn't do, but we do now. We do now. That's where we're at. Yep. You heard it here first, folks. We do now. Also, like, I was feeling like a little bit tired before I started stream, so I'm like, I'm just gonna have a little sip of coffee before the stream, and then apparently it's just made me more chaotic. So that's cool. Always cool. Okay, that looks pretty good. Might give that one a just a little bit stronger edge. You're literally bringing out every inside joke we've made. Did you drink something? Normally this is Wayno's behavior, but not Wagster behavior. You're supposed to be disgustingly neutral cop, and I'm the overbearing, uncomfortable, eccentric cop. I like that dynamic. Disgustingly neutral cop and overbearing, uncomfortable, eccentric cop. That should be a skit, like a comedy skit. I would absolutely watch that. There is another inside joke we've had that I've not brought out yet. I'm saving it. For what? I don't know. But it's there. It's in the bank. Indeed, it was googly eyes. Okay, well, this is looking pretty much like circles. That's what I wanted. I do not enjoy this singular brain cell, we sure. It's my turn, though. My turn for the brain cell. Alright, okay. This should be about the last concentric circle that we draw, for those keeping score at home. Mom said it's my turn on the brain cell. It's too real, man. Too real with two kids. The sibling dynamic. I know it well. For my kids, I don't, don't necessarily have that experience from my own growing up. Okay, so I think I probably, This is definitely not at an upward angle, this one. That's okay. That's okay. This part I can probably just freehand. Get back to it. I've done so much of just the figure tool here that it feels nice to get back to actually drawing with, my hand. So enough of my chaos. How are you tonight, Janos? At least before my chaos. Something like that. That's good. Ba, 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 ba. All right. So this is the brush with the fun line dynamics. The one I've been using for most of my. Nope, that's an eraser. No. Straight line, worst nemesis. I am so glad for the vector erase tool. It just makes life easier for stuff like this. Come on. Okay. Boop 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 boop. Just imagining someone who's tuned in right at that second. Perhaps it would be a little odd for them. I was drawing with the mouse. I was using the mouse to draw a circle, to pull out, to drag out concentric circles. Guess who just put a pair of googly eyes in their cart? I feel like I should have done this a long time ago, and I still haven't done it, and I don't know why. You, sir, have made the enviable decision and are now the cool kid. Just saying. Saying, actually, I don't want to draw that there. I want to draw that elsewhere. Here. Yes. Very good. Yep, that works. It works. Now there are some additional bits on there. But that's okay. Okay. So I'm looking at this outer ring. I'm looking at my my sub view here, my reference, and realizing that indeed there's a bit of a bigger outer ring on this clock. I mean, I could just try to cram everything in there. I don't think that's actually what I want to do. So we'll just shift. And this is the other great thing about this being vectors. I can just, you know, select all this. Oh boy, that one's not going to be as convenient, but that's okay. Nope, nope. I don't want to select these individual points, my friends. Cool. And also you. No, maybe not you. Nope, don't want to turn on sticky keys. That's good times. I'm not just the cool kid. I'm the... Wait, no, you actually said that. Oh, well, yeah. You know, let's talk about something else interesting. Them koalas, huh? I hear they're vicious. Is this true? Do you know? Have you wrestled a koala? Alright, so I just want to bring this down, right? To make room for a larger outer ring. I think that'll do it. And then I just need to make you smaller. Okay, I think that's good. And I can actually, do I have everything in that was in these pencils? Just about. I gotta do the hands on the clock, and I think there's, you know, these outer features here, which I don't have in these pencils actually, which I'm surprised at a little bit. And that's okay. So just get the hands on the clock, and then I'll kind of freehand out the rest. Yeah, they're kind of mean. Tried to hug one once. Usually people love my hugs, but it screamed aggressively and clawed at me, which was so rude. With its two thumbs, right? They have two thumbs? They have two thumbs. But get this. an odd thing happened, like that, like that too, where I did the same thing to a colleague and told them they have nice features, and they did the same thing. I think they might secretly be a koala. For legal reasons, everything I say here is a joke. Fair. I will say, when I started drawing this piece, I didn't, like, well, I love the challenge of this beautiful geometric architectural wonder that is the clock tower. I did not consider the fact that, like, however many streams it took me to draw in all that wonderful, beautiful architectural detail, you know, I wouldn't actually be doing so much, like, hand drawing, because it's going to be just a figure tool and dragging stuff out with a mouse. Oop. Not that that's the worst, and, you know, it's cool to get to work that that style of art too, but it's nice to get back to a little bit of freehand drawing, you know? For legal reasons, everything I say here is pure speculation. Koalas, real or myth? No one will ever know. Okay. No. No. Boop. Don't like that. Nope. Nope, just nope. Clean up these 3 pixels that no one will probably ever notice. This is my life. Speaking of legalities, that's always a good way to start a conversation. I don't actually think I should go there. My humor is way too dark to dive into a subject like that. Probably safer. Probably. Just saying. So I've now, I believe, grabbed all the details from this pencils layer. So now I have this. And yeah, I know you cannot see the lines real well. I distressed them. I made them thin in points and unevenly weighted to give them a little visual interest and a little, even with all the geometry, just a little bit of human imperfection whilst the lines still flow nicely together. And that's fine because they're meant to be there. But not so obviously there that they overtake things, right? The kind of the point is to get the reinforce the geometry of the colors, but not overpower them. Did you know the coconut nut is not a nut? It's a cocoa fruit of the cocoa tree, of the cocoa poom family. Did not know that. Well, I mean, I knew it wasn't actually a nut, I think. The coconut is neither cocoa nor a nut. This is all true. Okay. Remember the part where I was like, yeah, we're pretty much done with circles here. I lied a little bit. There's a little more to do. That's okay. That's okay. And I see our Core Toons, or the bot just sent the Core Toons reminder in chat, and pretty excited. We've been having, you know, we meet pretty regularly with our Core Toons friends, and I'm pretty excited about what we're doing for the next season of Core Toons. Lots of fun stuff if that is your jam. So get this ring here. Why is this not perfectly concentric? That's okay. That's okay. Wag, I just don't trust anything comes out of your mouth. Well, at least right now. Excited? Yes, me very excited. Circular circle. Just sounds like, I don't know if you watch Big City Greens, the cartoon. And it's like a Disney Junior or Disney Channel cartoon. So I'm not, if you don't watch kids content a lot, you might not. We watch it a lot, and it's super fun and hilarious. And there's a character named Benny who talks like that. And it's just, I reminded myself of him. Don't you know? Okay, this is not. This is not. Why are you not matching up on the sides here? So I just really am wanting to get this concentric. It should be, by all means. And yet... Oh, is it scaling it maybe from the corner and not the center? Concentric circles? I eccentrically draw concentric circles continuously. Yes, this is the content you came here for. Thank you and good night. Alright, let's try this. Maybe it's just more that the tangent point isn't where I think it is. Where's the balance here? Closer. I mean, these are all perfect circles, so there has to be a point where it's uniform. The thickness of this section here is what I'm talking about. We're not quite there. It's definitely... Interesting. Okay. Scaling from the corner? And on this note, I'm going to repair my damaged brain cells. Good day, Waggy. Wait, your literal username is our damaged brain cell talk. Geoff, you planned this all along, didn't you? You fell into my trap. No, just kidding. No, I mean, there's an R in there. It's not WagWorks. That would be how you know I planned it all along. If there was, you know, the WOWKS. I can't claim to have played that level of chess with it. But it's amazing how this has come together. That villainous laugh actually scared me for a moment. You know, when you read a lot of books to your kids and stories and do all the voice act out all the characters, turns out you get to practice a ton of voices. Yeah, one of our kids, he definitely has a really, really good villainous laugh. And like the first time he did it, we're like, oh man. I'm a little scared. You okay, buddy? But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not sure whether to be flattered or worried about myself, honestly. But I'm just gonna be like, yeah, thanks. Thanks for the compliment. That's my acting. That's just my acting. It's just my acting up. Mostly worried. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Alright, I will, I didn't de-stress these guys entirely yet, so let's do that a little. And they look great and geometric, but I just really, yeah, kind of trying to get some of that. Oop, that's too much. Wait for it. Why is undo like this tonight? It's so weird. I will be back now, though. I need to wash my luscious, long, beautiful, curly hair. Excellent. I will wait your turn. I was just like realizing, like, I don't think I've ever tried to picture what your hair looks like, and so that was like, oh, I've never thought about that information. It was a moment. It was a moment. Anywho, please proceed. Self-care is important. Beep, boop. I'm just making these lines and my viewers distressed, so it's cool. See you when you get back. Okay. Alright, I mean, I can fill in some detail later. I may not need to line everything, actually. I'm debating how much more I want to do, because once you start, in my experience, once you start getting into these types of areas, like, the lines can look good, but also if you line everything, it can kind of take the focus away, where I can color block this in a lot of it after the big borders. So I might start laying down some color, or what I might do just to get an idea, I'll turn that off, turn this on, but maybe one by one I'm gonna come through and do just like a white underneath fill. This can be useful for a few reasons. Give this a second to think, because this canvas is ginormous. I probably have some gaps that I need to fill. We'll see how this goes. What I'm doing while we're all just talking amongst ourselves, I'm just using the magic select tool to grab everything outside of pence here. Why am I doing that? Glad you asked. It's an easy way to whoops, wait, nope, just kind of pieced out there for a second. It's an easy way to fill in, like, you invert that and then you can fill the entire thing white, and it actually fills neatly up to the edges, the outer edges of your lines, which is great. And then you can use that layer as a clipping mask. You can use it as a quick select for basically everything under that character. You can use it, you can make sure that when you paint over with flat colors, shadows, highlights, any of that, if you go over the edge of the character, it gets clipped off so you don't have to clean it up later. It's pretty handy as a trick. I don't know why these few random functions are really chugging tonight, and I'm not 100% sure why. Usually these are faster. But it's not everything, which is definitely good. I did click, right? You know, it occurs to me I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. That's another reason things chug, is that the user did it wrong. Okay, so I do have a gap here, and I pretty well see it. Yeah. Okay, it's likely this guy. All right, cool. Well, bring this in, layer it, flat white. Okie dokie. Grab you, grab you, but not that one. I want my handy dandy favorite G pen. And we're just gonna, can't really see it. I mean, I could turn off the paper and you can see it a little bit. Just close this gap. I think that's the only one in there. Make sure I've got this on. Yep, no anti-aliasing going on. That's nice. Okay. So what that'll let me do, I'll turn the paper back on just for everybody's eyes. And that lets me go back here. I'm going to set you as a reference temporarily. And when I do the select again, it should be referring to refer to all layers. Just in case, let's try this one more time. Excuse me. Sometimes I've had it be finicky about which layer I click on. There we go. Yeah, so I just needed to be on the layer where I laid down the white. And this looks good. So now I'm just going to invert this selection. And I can fill it. And you'll see if I turn off the paper, boom. Okay, nice. So basically I'm just gonna real quick go through and do this on all of my characters. So choose a reference, add a flat white layer underneath. Do a quick select. It's probably gonna find some gaps. Or not. Nope. It's gone inside her head. All right. So no, come in here. My pen. This is the clear gap, and there's actually one right here as well. I might actually just go here and yay, vectors. It's the best. What does this look like? Where did I fill in? Wait, okay, I'll erase a little bit here. Okay, that might be a little bit of a gap right here. Just in case. Okay, I think that's good. We'll see. Okay, this looks good. I'll grab here, here, and here. invert you and fill. And just to check and confirm, good there. All right. I mean, I could, you know, go through in detail and check beforehand if there's any gaps, but sometimes it's nice to just try it, and if you get lucky and it just selects it perfectly on the first go, you don't have to think about it. But I am now looking after clicking and saying, oh, I see the gap in his elbow. Cool, cool, cool. Well, let's fix that. Shall we? Anywhere else on the outside? I don't think so. Okay, the select all looks good, so we can invert it and fill. And again, just turn off the paper to confirm. We're good. All right. Roxas is next. Well, let's just scan real quick. I'm not having the best luck at first tries, so. Set you as reference. Make sure to name my layers. Say goodnight to Ash. Chat. That's who I was waving to. Ashley, not Ash Chat. That's not a person. Well, I'm glad I checked this one out first. There are indeed a few gaps. And you all get to see the exciting fun of what happens when you color white on white. Which is, of course, absolutely nothing. Good times, good times. But I think that's all of them. Did it work? Did it pay off? It did. Look at that. And again, just nope. Wait a minute. That wasn't what I wanted at all. Alright, there's a gap that I missed somewhere. Pretty sure I got that one. I swore there weren't gaps here when I was looking at it. No, I just missed it. That one's good. Okay, yeah, I just missed it. No big deal. One more time. Boodly, boodly, boodly. Loading, loading. Okay, that looks correct. Invert selected area. Fill. Okay. And just confirming. Yep, we good. Yeah, clearly that arm is going to be a problem. That's okay. So I'll bring him up just so I can see where exactly we need to color to. And I'll give it a little bit extra just in case we need to do some additional. just in case we need to give it some additional adjustment later for positioning. Okay, turn the paper back on, turn that guy off. I mean, I guess I can leave this off. It's easier for me, just could be a little visually weird for y'all. We seem good all along here. All right. So that means I should be able to just do a quick little select here. Okay, that all looks good. That looks good. And you as well. The fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20 meter pacer test will be... Wait. I'm supposed to be running now? What's happening? Also, welcome back. Welcome back to the chaos. Excuse me. Okay, and we'll just confirm this. Looks good. All right. Last one. Reference. Fresh raster layer. No, I did not have the fitness gram pacer test growing up. We just raced a bunch of cows. That's crazy. We did like, I think the presidential fitness award test, maybe something like that. The president, Janos. The president. That's right. The president. Alright, because it's name your layers. I was just talking about this. The president, Janos. The president. You know what? It seems like a whole lot of responsibility. Nobody's happy with you. Yeah, why don't I just close that guy up? Whee! Vector tools are the best. Probably just kind of coming back like this. We'll just say that. There's gonna be like a bajillion gaps in here. What would your platform be for President Janos? It's probably a terrifying question to ask, but hey. Let's keep the conversation rolling. As I color in these mountains. Or no, wait, this Dragon Ball Z fan art. Or this tropical plant. Jungle. Oh, and there's an eye. No, just kidding. I don't really know where I'm going with this. It's a fun bit though. And actually, yeah, so there should be more kind of extended here. So I'm just gonna, we're just gonna color that in colors, but you know, who needs lines? Line schmines. So is the president just an artist that uses words instead of a canvas? Think about it. It's a dude that goes around with all these promising plans that feel underdelivered, and no matter what, somebody's unhappy about it and judging them for it, and they'll never get it right. Yeah, that last part feels a little familiar as an artist. You're right. Presidents have money. We don't. Never mind. They do. They do. Great equalizer. This is veering dangerously close to actual political conversation, which I'm just gonna avoid like the plague on this channel. That's interesting. So Axel's hand needs to be on top of Roxas's shoulder. But the rest of Axel should probably... My campaign is president. You should not ask me that question. That's a dangerous question to ask the Wanos. Every man, woman, and child must wear googly-eyed sunglasses, especially while driving. Every citizen, when born, will be delivered their googly-eyed glasses. Just picturing putting them on babies is kind of hilarious, although I wouldn't actually put anything like that on a baby. You know, for baby reasons. So maybe what I need to do is this. Maybe. Nope, not copy and paste. I want to cut and paste. And this will be its own thing. And we'll turn it off. And oh my gosh! And then when I do this, you know what? I don't know why I moved that though. I didn't move it. Okay. 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 What this allows me to do is this. Okay. All forms of alcohol shall be replaced by excessively watered down apple juice. Only seniors will be allowed to drink genuine apple juice. Unicycles are banned. Don't ask me why. They just are. You know, I've seen people around us. I've just like, we'll be driving and they'll just be like a dude on a unicycle. We're like, okay, cool. Every 6 months, we will hold a National Garbage Day where we send people who cannot pass a regularly enforced exam of the difference between recycling and trash must go out and consume random littered trash they found out on the floor. Solar eclipse will no longer be allowed to be viewed with special sunglasses. We will ban shipment. Wow. What a fascinating platform you have. Okay. Okay, this should work now. Zoom out just to make sure. Schools are mandated past the age of 18. This is the only rule that might actually be fine, considering some people are genuinely need it. Well, learning should be a lifelong process, don't you think? That much I definitely do think, but maybe not mandating school. Double check this. Ah, the boot. I missed the boot. Man. Where's the gap? Well, there's one right there. And there's one right there. I probably got one of those, but very clearly missed the other. So, let's try again. Are you questioning my authority? Do you know who I am? Would your campaign motto be, I'm a widow eccentric? Actually, that could just be like your entire debate response. Just like, did you indeed say blah, 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 blah? I'm a widow eccentric. How do you argue with that? I don't know. Okay, paper back on. Collapse that. So we did Roxas, and now we just need to do Axel's hand, which will be its weird own floating folder. And that can go, wait, I'll put the lines in there, turn them on, do this, and then I can add flat whites underneath that. Good, good, good. Every household must legally acquire the bare minimum of 1 goldfish. This builds character and ethic. Those who cannot maintain their goldfish will face jail time. But realistically, I just think goldfish are cute. I do appreciate the building of character and compassion. You know, that's a good thing. Did I miss a gap? We'll see. I did. There. Okay. Okay. It just looks closed, but it's not really closed. Bah. You're probably also questionable. Just in case I didn't get this one. Maybe? Maybe. Alright, that's what I wanted to see. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Just a floating hand. I call this piece, can you give me a hand? Man. Just kidding. Okay, bring everybody back in. And this is the other neat thing. This wasn't the only reason I did this. This is going to make all my coloring and shading on the characters much easier. So I had another good reason for doing this aside from just setting up this piece before I actually do colors. But this look guys, I got lines. Well, it's so good. In the workforce, you are no longer allowed to issue commands down to your colleagues or employees with accuracy. You must now explain the instructions to them with words exclusively of did, didn't, do, done, don't. If you don't follow this rule, then your subordinates are obligated to send in a letter of grievance and remove you from your position permanently. Nationwide 75% productivity drop. Just immediately. My phone will die in the next 5 minutes. President Wano shall return soon. All right, sounds good. See you soon, Mr. President. All right. I see a gap right here. Actually, I should just finish off that line, huh? Nope, that's not a straight line, Geoff. That seems good. Okay, so that's closed. Wait a minute. No, I am on the lines layer. Cool. Just touching up a few gaps here. Because I'm actually going to do the same thing on this background as I did for the characters. Partially because it won't have quite the same benefit as it will for the characters in terms of coloring and shading, but it will give me just like it will act as a good clipping mask and quick select, and if I want to do lighting adjustments selectively, things like that, I can do that. So it's not without its utility. Okay, that all looks good. Invert you and fill white. So now, like, if I turn off the paper, for example, this is the only area now that's transparent. And that's where I'll draw in a little bit more scenery by just, by hand, kind of freehand it. Nothing in the distance of Twilight Town, at least the vantage point from the clock, is so ornately, or so geometry heavy as the clock tower, so that I feel pretty good freehanding. Yeah. Okay, but I will turn the paper back on just for. All right, we're getting there, guys. This has by far been like the piece that I have invested the most amount of time in a long while, but it's coming together. Oh, I did want to just before I go there were these. Yeah, you can see real clear in the reference here. They've got the diagonal pieces coming off the corner there, the 3. So I will take this opportunity to freehand. No, I'm not going to freehand them. I'm going to use the figure tool line here. Okay. Two and a half, maybe. A little bit past the halfway mark. This comes in just a little below the corner, and that is actually the center point. Actually, it's not a perfect 45 either. It's going to come more like this. And this one is a lot more narrow. So there'll be one of these here. Okay, clean those up a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, and I'll just come back to our line thickness tool to bring those down, like both to bring the width and weight down a little bit, but also just to kind of, again, yeah, give it a little bit of that less even look. Oh, also, yep. Gotta give the undo button a bit of time there. Okay. So also just because this line is more of an apex of a feature than an actual boundary, it will have a little bit less weight to it in general. Okay, that's probably good. Just vary up this bigger outer ring a little bit. It's looking a little bit thicker than I intended, so don't want, yeah, I'm not trying to have the line weight do so much of the work in terms of establishing what's the foreground. I'm trying to, you know, a little bit do that, but also then use a lot of my shading and values to kind of give that values of the parts themselves, as well as the shadows that I draw on there. So okay. Always save your work. feel like this is looking pretty good here. Wait, I'm missing a character. Oh, wait, so she should be behind Axel. There we go. Now all the pieces are in place. Okay, cool. That was weird for a second. It's like, wait, why is part of his arm missing? Okay. Just thinking about what I want to do next. I'm pretty happy with the lines. I'm happy with the detail. I think, like I said, I think for those last details on the clock, well, let's check it one more time. Okay. President Winehouse has returned to enforce more mandates than your brain cells can comprehend. Well, it's getting to be that time where there's that number of mandates is not that many, so you're in luck. Wait, are you in luck? I can't even tell anymore. There is a bit more relief on the clock, so maybe I do, like these guys right here have a lot more relief to them. So maybe I'll draw those in the lines. But we're close. No, I'm not in luck. I truly am not. Once again, a circling we go. Nope. Okay. And once more. Next mandate from President Wanos. All citizens are now legally required to wear Crocs. Crocs made of duct tape, super glue, and hopes and prayers. Their cushion will be made out of edible marshmallows. That must be re-oiled and replaced every 2 weeks. I don't know. That policy, it smells like it's been influenced by Big Marshmallow. I don't know. I'm suspicious. Are you in the pockets of Big Marshmallow? Not just the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Does the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man have pockets? Who knows? Okay. Well, that relief is good. All U.S. citizens must legally carry around a small portable. I fail to see how that's practical. The nation's greatest threat, the crickets. Yes. They've been trying to lull us into a sense of sleep for years. Sadly, kind of ruined that one. Flubbed it. There you go. Nope. Okay. Actually, gonna do it like this. It's kind of like. Okay, there we go on that one. Actually, there's a lot of space for the next one, so I'm going to go back to this side. Does this actually say something? These almost look like letters. It's like, did the designers of Kingdom Hearts and Tetsuya Nomura actually hide a hidden message inside of this? I don't know. Also, why would they put English? I mean, they speak English too. Likely, as most other countries' educational systems from an early age enforce extra languages. Cricket sympathizers will not be tolerated during your presidency. I think this is a clearly understood part of the platform. I don't like that angle. I definitely don't like that angle. There we go. Okay, it's just thinking. Some control Z's are fast, others are not fast. Okay, no, it just didn't do it. Come on. Straight enough. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't know what face I just made while I was drawing that. I feel like there was a face happening. Yes. Yes, I do. Indeed. Alright, a little bit of cleanup on these guys. Oh my goodness. This is getting real intense. But what happened to the googly eyes? Where's the silliness? Okay. Oh man, we did it. We did it. This thing, we got the lines done. Right, I'm gonna bring up the hands of this clock a little bit. They are at an angle where they got a little bit too thin, and they do need to kind of, you know, have some depth to them. Okay. I think we did pretty good here, y'all. I think this is looking like a solid representation that you could look at and say, yes, this is the same clock tower. All US citizens are also legally required to dance once entering a room and shouting their name, date of birth, and social security number with enthusiasm before continuing. Yes, this applies every room, including at home, even by yourself. I'm just imagining the chaos of this happening at like a large event, and I kind of am here for it. Plus, then like your dance is gonna tell people your personality. It's kind of an introduction, right? I mean, it's literally an introduction, but kind of a more thorough way of, you know, getting it all out there. Imagine a grocery store or a mall. Glorious chaos. People just dancing and shouting nonstop. But like, at least it's happy, right? It's happy, it's friendly. He will become the United States' best president. A noble aspiration. Oh, I should probably do a little bit of touch up on, or distressing on these lines. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. There we go. It seems to really not like the undo on the line width redraw. That one seems to be memory intensive. Fascinating. At that point, what is the point of a social security number? It's not secure. It just becomes your identification number. So, you know, if someone has the same name as you, it's your distinguishing unique identifier. How big is this piece right now anyway? And how long have I spent on it so far? It's been a long, slow journey, y'all. Let's try under window. Oh, it's information. Information. 11 hours. Wow. This has been a slow one, y'all. That would tell me how much memory this thing takes too, but I guess not. That's okay. Also, citizens must shout "Yippee!" in a high-pitched tone in the aftermath of making a purchase. In celebration, the sales associate must also celebrate in response by singing the national anthem while sucking on helium every vowel. Now I really want to see what a mall looks like. This is the commerce we all dream of. Yippee! I thought you were gonna say like the Legend of Zelda, like holding it up in the air. Ba-da-da-da! The heavier the object gets, the funnier it is watching someone try to hoist it aloft over their head. Of course. Okay. Well, we didn't lay down any colors tonight. That was partially deliberate, because I want to give a little bit of thought into whether I want to try to do more literal color and then use like overlay layers to mess with the colors and get them where I want, or whether I'm just going to pick a palette that's really drawn from reference art that already has kind of those golden hour tones. The latter would be easier, and I could use a highlight to do a little bit more, and I may well do that. Really just figuring out which way I want to go and taking the time to pick out that palette and what have you. But this is good. I feel good wrapping it up here tonight. I can't believe I've spent 12 hours on this piece. Holy moly, you guys. That looks like this when you do it really fast. Everything will be green or purple. Everything else banned. What about tints and shades? Are those allowed? Or will there be one value saturation combination that we're allowed to do? I do have it where you can see this, right? I do, yay. Ban those two. Okay. Alright. Yeah! We got there. Very slowly. This is what details do, y'all. Details and precision. So hopefully the remainder of coloring this and shading it will be much faster because it'll be a bit less precise. A bit. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll take a break from this piece for a little bit and move on to something new for a while and take a break. The sun is enemy number. The sun is already a nuclear reaction. How do you even? I am President Waddles and I approve this message. Then just like a Michael Bay style like explosion animation behind the seal. I'd like to think that I'd be an awful president, but I would also be the coolest, definitely. Alright, so to wrap up the art here, we're gonna hop over to just chatting for the rest of the stream, which is about 5 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. Just gonna close this because yes. Alright. Cool. Ba ba ba. Alright. Yeah, I have no interest myself in like being a political leader. It's too much. I don't have the personality for it or really the brain for it. That's fine. You'd be the kind of president to nominate a random person president of the day every month just to see what happens. Well, I mean, if it's like our current system, like it takes a long time for huge changes to really take effect. So there's kind of a safety net there anyway. At least for like a one-day thing, you know? But it would be fascinating to see what people think of. And I think in some ways you'd be like, that's actually a great idea. Why don't we actually just do that? I think having all sorts of different perspectives and ideas come in are kind of valuable. All changes must go into effect immediately for a week. Well, that safety net thing I said, forget about that. If we decided to start using hamsters, no, leave the hamsters out of this. What did they do to you? Who hurt you, Janos? And I will say my view about myself and politics is informed by the fact that I have a family member who is a at least municipal and a few levels above politician, and it's hearing them go over what they do. I respect it, but I absolutely know it's not for me. They hurt you. They hurt me, Waggy. They must pay. The hamsters. Is there... Well, now I'm just curious if there's a... Don't mind me, I'm just doing nothing. Nothing. Nope. That's odd. I'm not doing anything. Wait, where's my emote? I thought they were supposed to pop up on here. Goodness gracious. Just memeing out of it right now because it's fun. Yeah, again, respect. It is a skill set. It is a mindset. It is an attitude and a heart, and as much as we need it, I do not. It's not me. Yeah, I'm so conflict avoidant, it's not even funny. He built like an anti-drama machine where my body cannot emotionally tank that without being sent into an actual emotional shutdown. Yes. Yes. Isn't that supposed to be my line? Today's raid sponsor. Today's video sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Doesn't everyone who tries to do promotions at some point take a Raid Shadow Legends promotion through Stream Elements or whatever? See, this is why it's my line. Today's Legends is brought to you by Shadow Raids, a video. It's a thing you can do. And maybe there was Ronda Rousey for a bit. I don't know. They said they'd give me money if I got 20,000 people to sign up in the next 40 minutes. And get their character to level 18. Today's legend is brought to you by Video Shadow Raids. We both now know by now. Wow, that's some words, Geoff. We both know by now I carry the confidence skill in this stream. Yes, your charisma stat modifier is indeed high. English, Geoff. Lo siento. No comprendo. It's funny, I speak a little bit of like 4 other languages, but apparently I don't even speak English well. Geoff's true language. Didn't googly eyes. Can I try to see if I can make my eyes point different directions, like up and like. I do this thing and my daughter thinks it's hilarious where I like do that and kind of get my eyes to like different directions at the same time. You know, it's having kids teaches you to do a lot of unique skills that you never might have otherwise taken up on your own. That's my explanation of it. So the moral of the story is behave or I'll do the eyeball thing again. That's not an excuse. I don't think I can do the evil laugh again right now, but this would have been a perfect time to do it. I can't see it. Do I actually do it? And what does it look like? I guess I could go back and look at the VOD now and see what it looks like. But I couldn't tell if I'm actually doing anything or if it's just kind of like, you know, I'm just doing regular eyeball things. Does it? It's actually, like my eyes are actually moving in the opposite. There's no sanctity here. It's so I will take that as a yes, that my eyeballs actually did move in opposite directions. Yay! You are home, Jana. Well, I'm assuming you're home. I don't actually. Are you home? Wow, I took this to a place. I absolutely took this to an interesting and unique place. Are you home right? Are you home right now? Was that the reptile redditor voice? Next stream, guys, I'll do the entire thing as reptile redditor. Check it out now. No. I've been actually it's actually been a little challenging. My reading time with with my son, like he has made his own graphic novel series, and he is insanely more productive than I am. And so we read through them most nights, and they have a lot of voices, but also a lot of explosions. And Sniffs aggressively. Nice facial features. Are you home right now? Or that would be another entire next stream of just like using tonal variations on the same phrase. Are you home right now? And seeing if that creeps everybody out. Spoiler alert, yes it does. I really hope you're home right now. God. I really hope you're home right now. I am. It would really suck considering. I keep thinking that you're just saying this as you, and then I realize you meant to say them in the creepy voice, and then I say it. This is where we are. This is where we are tonight. We've hit the googly eye time. I don't even know myself. Well, I'd say mission accomplished, you know? Thank you, and God bless. No, not the mission. No, the mission. The mission of questioning whether you know yourself. No, I'm not. No, that's not. No. You are safe. At least from me. I cannot harm you. I am a human on the internet, and you have the power to shut me off whenever you want. Via the internet, not actually like me powering down. That is not realistically what will happen. You know, in retrospect, that does sound sketchier than I thought it would. Than I meant it to. Maybe I should just stop talking. It was it was meant to be a comforting thing. On that note, it is that time of night. It's 12:07. And it's time for me to wrap up stream. Before I say anything else or give you any further night terrors to contend with. I know it's meant to be comforting. That doesn't make it better. I'm just gonna go have a long hard thought about myself and my presentation to others. On that note, no stream next week. No, actually, there is no stream next week. Again, it's just we got a lot of stuff going on in the family, so I will not be able to stream next week. I thought about trying to pick a makeup date, but really it's just gonna be easier if I kick it to the following week. So, Janos, I will miss you next week, but you can always feel free to message, antagonize me. I will be back on August the 22nd. That is the plan. Is that comforting? I don't know. I'm trying to help. But yeah, so that's it. That's the story. Excuse me. That's really comforting on stream. Just find a way to DM your social media. Are you home right now? And shall you be home? Oh boy. Oh boy. Are you on social media yet? Do you share your art anywhere yet? I thought I recall you saying you didn't, but you were contemplating doing so? Doing that did? Speaking of Janos, thanks for the segue. My usual plug. All of our socials are at WagWorksGA. Okay, so you looked into a few options. Yeah, Instagram's where we're at right now. I know there's some hubbub about them, or some hubbub, some consternation for artists about them skimming stuff. And I know there's Glaze and a few other technologies out there you can look into if you're worried about it. This is my shameless voice. Shameless McSkeezy. Sorry. Sorry, I just, I don't actually usually plug our socials. It seemed like the time to do it. Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we're good. I think we're good here. We got a widow too eccentric. Things got a widow quasi and a widow uncomfortable. And it's time that we just shut this whole thing down. I hate this so much. Okay, before we cross any more lines, let's just go ahead and I will go ahead and say goodnight. I will say, thank you, Janos. I hope we're having fun here and joking. If I've, made you uncomfortable, true apologies for that, but it's been fun. Thanks for hanging out. Anybody who's been lurking or watching the VOD or either on Twitch or YouTube, thank you for joining. I enjoy getting to share my time with you guys, and doing art is a very relaxing, chill activity for me, and I love being able to share that here on Twitch. So thank you. Okay, I'm glad. I was hoping, I figured, but every now and then you start to worry that you've genuinely made someone uncomfortable, and that is never the goal here. Have a good one, Shameless WorksGA. You got it, bud. Don't forget to hit us up on that social media. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, everything, really. Anyway, yeah. I will see you in 2 weeks, Janos. I will see all of you in 2 weeks. I hope you have a good 2 weeks. I hope you have a good rest of your week and night. And once again, thank you. What a note to end on. All right, night, Janos. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.